Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to take a look at this Russian single meal. Is it Shturm? I could never say that word. Let's see if I can get it on the picture there. This is a single military meal. I think this particular menu is menu 20, the beef with barley. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. And so, as you can see, I now have here on the table this Russian Shturm, one always gives me the trouble pronouncing, single meal military ration. It does actually say it's menu number 20 just underneath the barcode sticker there. 1,450 calories, and its best before date was 09/12/2022, so it has actually expired, but should still be perfectly edible. Green plastic bag, very similar to the Polish and Lithuanian rations in texture and colour. No simple easy open tear strip, so we shall just bring in my trusty old friend and just take it straight across the top. So what does menu 20 of this single Russian military ration actually contain? So straight off the bat we have what I believe is some pate. What's in a pate? There is what feels like an isotonic drinks powder. There is the main menu in a retort pouch. I wasn't expecting a retort pouch, but main menu in a pouch. These often have a peel open lid. There is a very impressive new style flameless ration heater. I've never come across one of this style before. It's a very large ration heater. We also have some tissue or napkins. There is 2 packs of crackers, each containing 6 crackers, so there are 12 crackers overall. We also have what I believe is the standard apple jam, apple jelly, which is in most Russian rations. We have some salt, sugar, coffee, or sorry, a black tea. I believe that is a wet nap. We also have pepper to go with the salt. There is a little fruit or sweet or candy, and the old style green spoon, which seems to be more and more difficult to find. So that is the contents of this menu 20 Russian ration. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And so, as you can see, I now have everything here laid out on the tray. I've had the main meal boiling for about 15 minutes. Everything else we eat cold, so I'm just going to start. Well, I'd like to start with the drinks. This is the berry fruit mix, isotonic fruit mix. It says can be made hot or cold, so in this instance I'm going to use cold water and make a cold drink. So it's a red, granular, very high sugar looking content mix there. I'm just going to bring in a US MRE spoon just to mix, and we'll just give this a full glass. It's a nice smell of berries in there. Very difficult to say what kind of berry. It smells like a red berry, that strawberry, raspberry style smell. good old mix. A lot of sugar, take a lot of dissolving. Let's give that a couple of moments there. Next we'll take a look at the tea. It says delicate black tea, commercial style packaging. Not tried one of these brands before. Usually the Russian teas have been pretty good when I've had them. There is no milk, but there is a large sugar, so I will add a small portion of the sugar, about a teaspoon's worth there. There's a large 20-gram pack, won't be needing the rest of that. And of course we'll top that off with some hot water. And about 3/4 of a mug again. I'll say that with all my rations, just to give them the best chance of a nice strong tea or coffee. So moving around, I think we'll have a look at the crackers. There was 2 packs of these crackers, very simple looking plain wheat crackers. Let's get a couple out for now. So they're a little bit battle damaged, but nothing too much to worry about. We need to crack open the pate. Nice crack there. So a regular looking style pate. There is an apple butter, apple jam. Now this does feel very liquid for the usual Russian jams and butters. They're usually quite thick. This is worrying with the thinness of that consistency, so we'll just take the top off there. Very thin looking. I just spilt a little bit on my finger. And last but not least, we'll have a look at the mains. This is beef with pearl barley, beef with barley. There is some little tear open notches there. Just move everything to the bottom. Nice smell emanating once you open it. There's a nice aroma coming out of that pouch. So we'll just pour that into the bowl for demonstration. And this time using the spoon that came with the pack. Give it a bit of an old mix round. So very dry looking, no gravy, but a pleasant smell, aroma coming from there. Nice large portion. So, oh, I forgot to mention, in the bottom of the packet I also found a gum that was hiding in the corner, so we also have a gum as well. So, should have had time to do its thing now. Let's give it one last little stir. Remove the bag there. And so it's time to start. Well, I normally like to start. We'll start with the black tea. So standard looking black tea there. Not the quality I'm used to with the Russian rations. It is a little bit milder. It's a typical sort of English breakfast tea. Glad I didn't use a full mug of water. Not the strongest, not the best quality, not the usual high quality teas I find in the Russian rations, but still a very drinkable, not too bad tea, just not the usual high quality I expect from the Russian rations. I'll have a look at the drinks powder, the isotonic drinks powder. There still seems to be a lot of sugar on the bottom of the glass there. Very delicate fruit flavours. A sort of raspberry, strawberry sort of flavour there. Very sweet, not a lot of flavour. I'm under the impression if I'd used hot water the flavour would have come out more, and certainly the sugars would have dissolved. But it's a flavoursome, refreshing cold drink. I think I'm going to go next taking a look at some of the pate. I'll just clean that spoon off there. Oh, fuse that one. Fuse that one. Very soft, very creamy, very smooth. Quite a strong liver flavour. Certainly liver pate. There is small pieces of liver in there. There's little chunks of meat, but quite a strong liver flavoured pate. But with that, it's very smooth, very creamy. Obviously, you would normally eat it with a cracker, so let's just have a look at one of these little crackers first on their own. Not overly hard to snap. Still crisp. Still crunchy. They have a sort of chlorine background taste. Certainly bleached flour crackers. You can just about taste the bleach in the background, but not too untoward. We'll have a look at the little bit on the cracker there. Certainly helps the cracker. Also takes away a little bit of the liver flavour. So obviously, as most people would, pate and cracker. Nice combination. Just a slight bleaching background flavour to the crackers. Obviously used a bleached flour, but still crisp, crunchy, bit of extra texture, bit of extra calories. I'm going to move on to the beef with barley. It's very dry in texture. Looks like a soft barley grains there. It's very stodgy. As it looks, very dry. Could do with a little bit of gravy of some sort, a bit of moisture. Enough seasoning, high fat content, quite fat flavoured. Those barley grains have absorbed a lot of fat. It does seem very fat heavy. Easy to chew. A little bit rubbery almost. So I have some of the beef there on its own. Very heavily cooked. A large amount of fat has been absorbed into those grains. Personally, this is not my favourite dish. Very high fat content as I'm eating it. It's not agreeing with me. It's not a dish I would eat a lot of. For me, way too much fat content. Way too much. It's greasy, but dry, stodgy, basic seasoning. Not one of my personal favourites. I say as I find. If I enjoy something, I'll say. If I don't enjoy something, I also will say. Very greasy, very stodgy, very dry, very thirst provoking. I'm just going to try a little bit with some pate. I've got a funny idea or feeling that might loosen things up a little bit. For me again, the combination of the grease and the liver is not a good combination. I do like liver. It's not that I don't like liver. It's just I'm not finding either of those particularly good. Find them very sickly, greasy, slimy and unenjoyable. And I need to cleanse, refresh my palate. A little bit disappointed. It is lunchtime. I was gonna intent on using these for my lunch. I don't waste rations, I do eat them, but unfortunately I won't be able to finish this particular ration. Let's carry on, have a look at some of this apple jam, apple butter. So again, we see usually in the Russian rations they're a bit thicker. I do feel that this one feels a bit thin, but it's a very, very recognisable apple jam, apple butter. This brand appears in virtually all Russian rations. So on the cracker, again, cracker makes a reasonable base. You can still taste the chlorination of that flour. The apple butter is not the thick consistency that I'm used to with the Russian rations. Quality has certainly suffered with this one. Wow. Wasn't expecting the disappointment I'm discovering. Russian rations are usually pretty good, but this one is seriously letting down the side. Salt and pepper I won't need. I could add it, but it won't do anything to the actual taste of the grease in there. I'm getting a little bit sticky, so I'm going to have a look at this AntiBack Wipe. It's the first time I've seen one of this particular brand. So, very stretchy, reasonably strong, moist towelette. Oh, very high alcohol content. Very high. Does it actually say? Trying to read the alcohol content. 70% alcohol. That's where the smell's coming from. So it's a very high alcohol content AntiBack wipe. Should imagine would be great for fire starting or wound disinfection at that higher alcohol, if you could stand the sting from that amount. But a very good high alcohol strong wipe. Now let's have a look at this candy. I've got a bit of wipe stuck on my finger there. This looks like it's another red berry style sweet candy. Very basic flavours. Difficult to say what kind of flavour that is, whether it's strawberry, raspberry. It's just an artificial red berry flavoured candy, hard candy. One of those you just put in your mouth and you need to suck for 20 minutes till it dissolves. Again, just about adequate in the flavour, not the best quality. And to remove that to finish talking. Last but not least, there is gum. Orbit is a brand we have here in the UK. Is it the same Orbit or a different one? Single. They usually have a pair of little briquettes. This is a single one. Quite firm. Firm shell. Hard to get going. Again, different to the Orbit we have here in the UK. Not as strong. It is minty. Not as strong though. Not as intense a mint flavour as I'm used to. So, overall, extremely disappointing. The meal, if I was to eat that bowl, I feel I will be actually being sick within a short while. The grease levels is extremely high, seriously absorbed, stodgy, sticky, over reliance on the fat, the grease. The pate, I would suggest a very high liver content with some ground liver in there. It's not fully paste. The two combination didn't actually balance each other out. For me, it made them both worse. The amount of grease and the fat sort of just constantly overpowers. The apple jam, not the usual quality, same packaging which we see in every Russian ration, but something's happened to this batch. It's not as good. The crackers taste of chlorine. Both the drinks are low grade, drinkable, but not certainly the highest quality. Overall, very disappointed with this Russian menu 20. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.